Hi, welcome to New Jersey Wedding Podcast. Thanks for joining us today. We are your hosts, Andrea Pertel and Celia Milton, and we are both full-time professional wedding officiants here in the state of New Jersey. And thanks for joining us. How you doing today, Celia?
Oh, I'm great. It's a gorgeous fall day in New Jersey
Ah,
and
beautiful.
parts surrounding. And yeah, we're going to talk about actually fall is like the most beautiful time to be at Pleasantly Devine, which is the venue that we're going to talk about today. And summer is there is pretty and spring is pretty too, but fall we just really lucked out. It was like Hudson Valley fall, just like go up there, look at the leaves on the way up and be there. And they have this beautiful farm. It's 105 acres, I think, and they've owned it for almost a decade. It's a horse farm, and they have horses and they have goats and they have, I believe she said they have a pony now, and
Hmm.
it's got a lot of different spaces. What I love about it is that it's very clearly rustic, but it's also very clearly elegant,
Yeah.
and they're just lovely. They've got she's going to talk about their the borrowed, you can borrow stuff from them for your what signs and candelabras, and it's just everything about it is lovely. And I think what really makes it the most fun is that they're such warm people, and their staff is great, and it really feels like you could if it feels like you're having a wedding in your own Martha Stewart decorated farm.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I like the way you say rustic, elegant too, because even though it's in the woods, it's this
yeah,
beautiful farm, this beautiful farmhouse, barn. So
it's
you have all
gorgeous.
those natural elements, but brides, you can get whatever kind of beautiful, elegant dress you want. You
Hmm.
you have to get
it's
like
it's
a
yeah.
rustic dress, so yeah, like that, because inside it's elevated,
It's
beautiful,
just
you know.
beautiful. Yeah. And their website, their pictures on their website, I highly encourage everybody to go there and look at their pictures because their pictures are stunning.
Yeah.
And
And you say you were just there. You say it's exactly
yeah,
like it is in the pictures.
it looks exactly like that. I was there 2 weeks ago, I think, and
Uh-huh.
100 people ish in the wood. I mean, in the woods, it's not like people are going to be like hiking into the brush. It's like, it's woodsy, but it's also very convenient. So,
Yeah.
it's got
Great
everything going
balance.
for it. And I think it really is another hidden gem that people should look at. I wanted to just point something out too, because we touched upon it very briefly at the end. They do not do a lot of weddings,
Yeah, they said
because
one per
they
weekend
one
usually.
per
Yeah.
weekend. And so if it's a place that looks good to you, don't put that off. Just go and look at it. You'll love Kelly. She's wonderful. And then book it, and then book me. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's because and that's great because you're located close. You know the venue
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
area. But yeah, it was as an agricultural operation. They're
Yeah.
limited to the number of
Right.
events, so
Right.
they're limited there. So it's gives kind of an exclusive feel to get in there.
Yes, it does. And it's also, even though it is in New York State and we're called New Jersey Wedding Podcast, it's not that far into New York State. I'm in North Jersey. It was 54 minutes for me to get there.
Yeah.
So, it shouldn't, the fact that it's in New York State, if you're looking for this type of venue, this kind of vibe, definitely don't cross it off your list. Go look at it first. It's very,
Oh
very
no, it's
pretty.
very easy to get
Yeah,
to.
very easy to get to.
And it's very even though it is a rustic setting out in the woods, it's conveniently
Yep.
located to a
It
lot of
really is.
places and conveniently located to New York City, also
Yep.
to some local airports, a lot of great hotels in the area.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very convenient. And
Yeah.
so you're out in the woods, but you're not isolated.
Right. Right. You don't have to bring your hiking stick. You can just get there. It's fine. It's fine. Even like,
Yeah.
all your relatives can all find it. They can all get there, and it's
And
it's easy.
as you said, I haven't been there, but Celia goes there, and she was just there 2 weeks ago, and she mentioned how the staff is very great, and staff makes all the difference. And Kelly, the
Hmm.
owner, She was fabulous. She's so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, great to work with. That makes all the difference
Yeah,
too.
there really is a labor of love. You can tell that the people who are working there are really, really enjoying inviting people into what's basically their home. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
it's very, very, very nice. You're engaged. That is just great. But right after that excitement, stress can sneak in like a surprise RSVP. Traditional weddings are beautiful, but they can also be expensive and complicated and, frankly, a little overwhelming. What if your wedding could be everything you dream of, minus the drama? At NJ Vows Now, we believe your special day should reflect your unique love story, not some outdated list of rules. You can have all the wedding and none of the stress. We have sweet little parks and pretty gardens from the Hudson River to the Jersey Shore to the lush forests of the North and the West. We'll connect you with a curated network of amazing vendors who will understand your vision and respect your budget. We're all passionate, professional, dedicated to making your wedding a relaxed, unforgettable experience. Yes, you still need a license, but we can help you with that too. It's fast, it's easy, and you can still throw a big party later if you want. Doesn't that sound great? Of course it does. So just ditch the drama, vow to be different, and reach out to us at njvowsnow.com. We will have the confetti cannons ready. Hello, everybody. We have such a great interview today. We have Kelly, who is the mastermind behind the Pleasantly Devine Stables. And Kelly, I have to admit that it took me months to figure out that that is your last name. I'm like, why did they spell Devine that way? It's like, because that's her name. Very cute. Gotta love it.
Thank you.
Um,
Love it.
they they are in the heart of the Hudson Valley, very close to New Jersey. That's a it's really a perfect venue for all kinds of different experiences, micro weddings, gigantic weddings, outdoor weddings, indoor weddings. Their spaces are absolutely beautiful. The people there are lovely, and I'm just going to let Kelly talk about it because that's going to be better than me. So Kelly, tell us how you started and how you got to this point. You may think about that every day, right?
Yeah, it's a question that I get asked quite often during tours. But again, first let me say hello to everyone. Thank you for listening in. But my story started. My husband and I bought our property that the venue is on, and it was a farm. And my background is a veterinary technician. I have a passion and a love for
Oh,
animals,
cool.
and hobby and decorating is just a hobby of mine. Hosting, I'm sorry, not hobby. Hosting and decorating is just a hobby of mine. And my husband and I just sat around one day and we're like, how are we going to sustain this farm one day? Like, what are we going to do to maintain this? And I just came up with the idea, like, why don't I turn my hobby into a job? And that's how the wedding idea came about. And we
Wow.
just took the leap, and here we are 5 years
Wow.
later.
Wow. There's so many pretty spaces. I'm looking at your page for micro weddings, and that's in the farmhouse, I guess, the house that's at the top of the hill, and it's adorable, and the barn is beautiful. I think if people go to the website, and I hope they will, they'll see just how many different kinds of spaces you have and how really gracious they are.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, our barn is our number one site that we use. We can do anything from 75 to 150 in our barn space. We do offer micro packages.
Hmm.
Our micro packages, we try to do between 50 and 75, which we can still utilize the barn space because that is when people come to us, that is what most people want.
Hmm.
We do also offer a smaller micro package for anything that's less than 50. Those would be held offsite in our caterer's restaurant, which
Oh,
is
okay,
also about 10 minutes nearby. But
great.
we also let those couples utilize the property for the ceremony and for wedding photos and whatnot. So they get a little bit of both um, with doing that package. And we also offer elopement. So for those people that just want a nice place to take wedding photos and have an outdoor ceremony, but not the traditional wedding reception, we offer that as well.
Wow, you kind of cover everything. That's great. And I want to, reiterate too that, we are called the New Jersey Wedding Podcast, but there are places in New Jersey that are farther away than you are. So
Oh, yes, absolutely. We are
people shouldn't be
definitely,
afraid of that.
yeah, we're located in perfect location. We are actually in the Hudson Valley, which is considered part of the tri-state area, and
Yeah.
we can get to Paramus in 40 minutes. New
Yeah.
York City, the Bronx, Manhattan is a little over an hour, Connecticut, PA. So you're absolutely right. There is places that you can get from Jersey
Yeah.
way longer than
Yeah.
the 40-minute drive to us.
It feels like
Absolutely.
a getaway, a nice little getaway, but going over into the Hudson Valley for your wedding. It's so beautiful. The grounds are beautiful. So one real plus for having your wedding there is the photo opportunities, the
Oh,
photo ops
absolutely.
all around the
Yeah.
grounds. Because I see that you even one of the things you do offer is photography. You can rent, family photos or whatever if you want to come on the grounds as well, because it's just so beautiful for photography.
Yeah, it's definitely just a beautiful natural landscape. It's our property, the Hudson Valley itself is gorgeous, especially during, your summer and fall season. I mean, we work with a lot of local photographers that come and utilize the space for engagement sessions is a big one. Holidays around the corner, so holiday photo shoots is
That's
another
great.
big option. I mean, weddings is just, our breadwinner, but we do offer a lot of other options for
Yeah.
people that just want to use the space for a family photo. Totally happy to do so.
Something
That's
that
great.
Celia and I are seeing a lot of couples liking is being able to get ready on site, hair and makeup, the bride and her bridesmaids getting ready on site. And I see for your large weddings, you do have the use of the maple farmhouse.
Yep. So we have a 1792 farmhouse on site that has been completely updated and modernized, and it does sit on the property. So we do use that for couples that do want to get ready on site. However, it is not included in the package price, and it's only for a day. It's not an overnight
Gotcha.
lodging.
Gotcha. My people were enjoying. I was just there a couple weeks ago, and did we have the most gorgeous day with like perfect leaves? Like we couldn't have conjured it up if we wanted to order something special. It was absolutely fantastic. And they were all when I got there, I went up to the farmhouse because they were all getting ready up there, and they were just having a ball. They were like hanging around the table. They were like eating and drinking and having coffee and taking pictures. And we did have a fabulous dog. And the fabulous dog was like, he was taking a nap on the porch. We had a giant greyhound named well, his entire name is Partner in Crime, but they call him Partner. And he had his little tuxedo on. He was little, he's gigantic. I thought greyhounds were little dogs. They're enormous. They're like ponies. And but they were just, it was just like so relaxed. They finished taking their pictures, all around the grounds. It was a pretty big bridal party too, but they were all just like hanging in the house. It was great. It was a great way. It was a very compatible way of getting ready for a day that's going to take place there, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
great.
I mean, it gives you the same vibe, very relaxed vibe, very
Mhm.
open and airy. It just lends itself to what most people want for their day when choosing our site.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I wanted you to talk about too? There's a little tab here called Something Borrowed Inventory with
Hmm.
all kinds of cool stuff that you can use to enhance your wedding at the
What a
stables.
great
Yeah.
idea.
How did you decide to do this? This is such a great idea.
So honestly, I'm going to be honest. When I got married 13 years ago, I had to purchase every little thing. And then after the wedding, what do you do with it all? And back then social media wasn't like it is today. You didn't have the
Yeah.
Facebook and all of that and the marketplace and all of these sites. So it sat in my attic until me and my husband moved. And then where did it end up? The dumpster. So I came up with this idea. I came up with this idea. it's called Something Borrowed, and how it works is most couples, it's like a pay it forward. So I started with a
Bet.
few items that I
Yeah.
purchased and put in
Oh,
there.
Yep.
And then couples then donate back to the cause, wedding after wedding, and our store has just gotten to where it has. But it's
wow.
how it works is it's you are able to use our couples are able to use as much or as little as items as they would like, and it's got things like welcome signs and table numbers and vases for decor and all kinds of good things that you would buy to for your wedding and then do what with afterwards.
Right.
Wow, that's
Kelly, I could see
fantastic.
a couple at the end of their wedding, right? Being like, what are we going to do? That arch is beautiful, but do I feel like taking it apart? And what are we going to do with it now?
Yeah.
You guys can have it. Pass it on to the next person. I could
That's
totally
Yeah.
great.
see you doing
It
that,
really,
right?
and that's exactly what happens. They're like, we don't want to pack all this up. You keep it all. We don't want nothing back. I mean,
I
and
love it.
Oh,
we've
I love
got
it.
some really great things. So, and then it just helps the next couple and the next couple, and people really do appreciate that. And it saves them a lot of money and a lot of, sometimes stress. Some brides and couples
Mhm.
aren't detail oriented. So it makes it a little bit easier for them during the whole wedding process.
That's great. And it really is kind of environmentally compatible with the overall theme of what you're doing there. I think
Exactly.
that's really great.
Yeah,
I
you're
love it.
right
Yeah, I know.
about
Well, are you really going to need like table numbers in your real life when you when you're out of the wedding
Yeah.
right.
life,
And I love what you said, Celia, environmentally. We don't all need to buy. You just use the same one. There's so much garbage.
Yeah, it's like
This is great.
I love it.
Yeah,
I
and
love
Great
it.
idea, Kelly.
a lot of the times I find like there's trends. Everything is very trendy.
Yeah,
So a lot of my
Yeah.
pieces for the year, I mean, brides use them week after week after week because most of them are following a trend and then
yeah.
trying to put the little twist to make it personable. And then that's what they do. They add their own little flair to it or touches. But yeah, it goes a long way. It's very helpful, and I get a lot of feedback that people really, really appreciate that and love it. So it's just something that kind of keeps us a little bit separated from the next.
Yeah, and the things that you have listed on that's a fun page. They're all things that are very in keeping with the the setting, you know. I actually had the Mr. and Mrs. The burlap Mr. and Mrs. sash. They my couple used that.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. I like it. Can people now, this is a stupid question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Can people like ride one of your horses down the aisle?
We don't allow people to ride the horses because
Okay.
one, not everybody knows how to ride a horse.
It sounds like an
And
insurance nightmare.
and two, yes, it's an insurance nightmare. And God forbid something happened on wedding day. I try to avoid the catastrophic things on wedding
Yes.
day best as I
I think
can.
that's a good philosophy.
But the farm animals, the horses, the goats, etc., they're all on property, so they're all there for couples to take pictures with. I'm sure if you saw
Aw.
online, we've had people take pictures with the horses, which is totally
Aw.
allowed. Guests are also able to come up if they would like to take if it's a nice day, they take a stroll up the driveway and visit the farm animals. But
Aw.
we do have people that bring in their own horses and
Really?
dogs, and yeah, so that's an option for those people that are horse girls like myself.
Oh, that sounds great. How many horses do you have? Now I'm just getting nosy. Uh,
So we have I have two horses.
Mhm.
We have a pony, and then
Aw.
we have four goats.
You have goats too? Oh, this is so
Yeah.
cool. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. That's fantastic. But the pictures on the website, I hope people do go and look at the website because the pictures are gorgeous. Especially the pictures of the barn. It's really fabulous. And as I mentioned to you before, it's like your staff, they're so friendly, they're so nice. After my wedding, we were in the little woods there for the ceremony
Hmm.
space, which was gorgeous. And somehow I ended up walking out with the mother and father of the groom And we were like talking, it's maybe, I don't know, a couple hundred feet to the barn. It's not that far away. But when we got to the entrance of the barn with the big sliding doors, one of your staff people was there and with this big smile, he's like, "Welcome to the barn." And, come and directing people to go on the side. And the mother turned to me and she's like, "What a great way to start." It was perfect. It was just great. It's very warm.
Oh,
And what tell me a little bit about the food that happens there, because I was a caterer, so I always want to know that
yeah,
stuff. Do you
yeah.
do you said you partner with a restaurant?
Yep. So we have our own in-house caterer that we partner with. So our caterer is Krista Wild, who is absolutely amazing.
The
I
food looked
mean,
gorgeous, I have to say.
yeah,
It
she
looked
is
beautiful.
amazing. And she's literally my partner in crime. She owns a restaurant in town called the Wildfire Grill, which is about 10 minutes away in the town of Montgomery. She's been there for
Nice.
20 plus years. And I mean, I can't say enough good things about her. Her food is amazing. And when I say amazing, it's just not your typical traditional wedding food. Everything is, even though we're off site, everything is cooked
Mhm.
to order on site. Nothing's prepared, nothing's frozen, everything's fresh and local. It's just, she's just amazing.
Everything
And
looked
she also
gorgeous.
does all of the baking.
Oh,
Another
wow.
perk.
Wow.
Yeah,
And everything
it's
everything looks
great.
so pretty. My people had their cocktail hour out on the patio next to the
Mm-hmm.
barn that overlooks like the big lawn, and there was like some sofas and like cool stuff like that out on the lawn. And it's just a feeling, there's such a feeling of hospitality about the place. It's just very different than many of the places that, that do weddings, frankly. I mean,
Yeah.
it's very sweet. It's exactly what I would think of if I was going to look for something called Pleasantly Devine Stables. It's exactly what I expected. Just gorgeous and pretty and a little bit quirky. And the little now, do most people do their ceremonies, weather pending, of course, most people do their ceremonies in that, like, kind of, it's not like it's in the woods, but it's not like a hike into the woods.
Yeah. Yeah. So 98% of our ceremonies are actually located in the woods. That is what
Yeah,
most people choose.
real
So
pretty.
when Celia says in the woods, she's right. It's not really in the woods. It's just a little nook that we kind of went in and carved out. But you're
Hmm.
surrounded by nature and trees, and it's just a beautiful setting. It's a little bit different than your traditional ceremony at most places, but it's not for everybody. So we do have other ceremony options that we offer. We use
Hmm.
like the big great lawn, which is more of a greenery traditional setting that we can also
Hmm.
use.
It's real pretty. The pictures on the website are, if you're thinking about doing something that's a little off the beaten trail, no pun intended, um, the pictures are really a fantastic selling point. And then again, they're exactly what I experienced when I was there.
They're
Those people went out
gorgeous.
on they went on that bridge. Oh my gosh, that's a little scary, but it's a great picture. Oh wow.
I tell
When you
all
see
my
the ceremony, the outdoor, I love the outdoor ceremony space. I would love to be
Mm,
out in the woods. I'm a nature girl here. The out in the woods, it's beautiful. But then also, indoors when you're in the big barn or whatever, it's also elegant. Everything's
yeah.
not
yes, it is. It
rustic.
is.
You don't feel like you're camping, but it does have a great woodsy feel to it, but it has a beautiful chandelier in it, and looks like you can really decorate it nice. It's got the lighting on the sides. It's
Yeah,
it's
I
really
think it's
pretty.
a really beautiful blend of having that rustic feel, but you're right, it is very elegant too.
Oh, well, thank you guys. Yeah, we try to definitely, as I've mentioned, I'm an animal lover, live on a farm, I'm a total horse girl. So I try to think like a horse girl. I made it like a really nice horse barn, but then I wanted to elevate the space. And simple ways to elevate the space are simply the soft drapery that we have that we
Mm.
included, all of the fresh eucalyptus that hangs on the beams. Just draw your eye up. The chandeliers were actually custom built by a local friend of mine.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so all those little soft touches, it's not too much, but it just, like you said, it elevates the space. It makes it a little bit more of an elegant feel than just a true rustic barn. which
It's
in sense is what it exactly is. It's a rustic barn.
it's very, very pretty. It's exciting. And now, and yeah, I wanted to mention too that in that area, for people who are not really familiar, like if you're in, central South Jersey and you're thinking, wow, this is a great idea. There are all kinds of great things in your area. There's like wineries. I've actually been to the Brotherhood Winery for a wedding. There's Angry Orchard. There's Storm King. There's so many great things for people to explore if they decide to make like a perfect fall Hudson Valley weekend.
If
There's
I was a
nothing better.
guest, I'd be making a weekend out of it and
Nothing
just,
better.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
for
perfect.
sure.
And
We
close.
definitely are close to everything. So like you said, like our couple that we wedding we did together, Celia.
Hmm.
So Brielle and Chris are from New Jersey, about an hour and
Yeah.
a half away, and their guests made a weekend of it. You can do all of the things you just mentioned. There's the Mohonk Preserve, like
Oh
tons of
yeah.
hiking trails. New Paltz is a quaint little town nearby that has lots of local shops. I mean, it's definitely close enough to make a weekend out of it, feel like you're a getaway, but you're not sitting in a car for 5 hours to do so.
No,
So
it's
do the
really it's
couples have, is there a certain hotel in the area they get a room block?
Yeah, we have plenty of hotels right within 10-15 minutes.
Nice.
There's all major hotels. So there's Residence Inn, Hampton Inn, Holiday Inn. We have a Marriott right down the road, and all of the hotels participate in hotel blocks for couples.
Great
That's
to
great.
know.
You're
Great
probably
to
not
know.
that far from Bear Mountain either, right?
No,
That's
Bear Mountain
yeah.
is like 20 minutes from us.
Yeah, there's lots of fun stuff up there. And at this time of the year, the fall it's so beautiful. And even the drive up is just it's beautiful. It's just perfect. And I think it puts people in a completely different mood than, the anticipation of where they're going, because when you get the invitation they're going to look up where it is, and then they're going to be really excited because there's horses and there's maple syrup and there's leaves. It's going to be perfect.
Yeah, yeah, perfect. It's definitely a nice weekend getaway in the fall. But we also there's lots to do and plenty to do up here, spring, summer as well. It's
Oh
just
sure.
fall is just obviously the most requested and gorgeous time of the year. You can't beat the Hudson Valley in the fall.
So
Really,
talking about
that's true.
most requested, how far out are you booking now?
So we are booking for 2026. We just
Mhm.
opened our 2026 calendar about 3 weeks ago, and I've already got, I think, 6 or 7 on the books for
Wow, that's
2026.
great. That's
Yeah,
great.
Do you
yeah,
still
I will.
have any 2025 dates available?
We we the only 2025 date I have available as of now is Saturday, August 30th
There you
of
go, folks.
2025.
Grab
It
that. Grab
happens,
it.
yeah. It happens to be Labor Day weekend. I will say that. It is
Doesn't
the
matter.
yep, it's the kickoff to our fall season, and the date is available because unfortunately we had a cancellation. So the date just became available a week ago, and I've already got 3 people interested in it.
Wow.
So I'm offering a discount just to refill the space, but I will tell you, if you're interested, contact me now because it will not last long.
But for
That
things
sounds great.
like elopements, and to make an elopement real special, this would be neat. Do you do weekday ones like a
Yeah,
Thursday
yeah,
or an afternoon elopement sometime? That
yeah.
those dates are more open. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely have a lot more availability during the week than obviously the weekends. Saturday, Sundays, Friday, Saturday, Sundays are huge for us. And I will also mention one thing about us is why we do fill up so fast is because we are a working farm, an agricultural operation. We are limited to the amount of weddings that we
Oh,
can actually hold per year. So
interesting.
even though we are a true wedding venue, we can't host like some of the commercial venues, like hundreds plus a year. So we do
Yeah.
fill up fast because, we're very quaint and we're limited. So it kind of gives that I don't even know the word I'm looking for, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's just like first come, first serve kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I want
yeah,
to
that's
tell everyone, all of our listeners, that we will have a link to Pleasantly Devine Stables website and their Instagram site on our social media site, New Jersey Wedding Podcast. So you can go there, you can see pictures of this beautiful venue, and you can click on it and go right to their website, right to their Instagram, and contact Kelly for more information and a tour and start planning your wedding.
definitely for Labor Day weekend. Do it now. That was
Yes,
great.
do
Listen, it
it
was so
now.
much fun to talk to you. It was great to talk to you. Thank you so much for being our guest. And like I said, I had a wonderful, wonderful time there. And I hope people really go to your website because it's gorgeous. The pictures are beautiful, and you guys were just great to work with too.
Oh, well, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you having me. I appreciate working with you, and I'm glad your experience with us was a pleasurable one.
It's wonderful. Hope to see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
This podcast is brought to you by New Jersey wedding officiant Andrea Pertel, owner of For This Joyous Occasion Officiating Services.
And Celia Milton, owner of NJ Vows Now, also New Jersey wedding officiating services. We're up in North Jersey, and Andrea is down in Central and South Jersey. So together we cover the whole state, don't we?
Yes, yes.